Yo, Mark, what's good, man? Great question. I'm going to turn this into a little segment because I get this a lot, and I think it's extremely valuable. And I want to preface by saying, like, no means is this absolute. Like, no means my answers are always absolute, meaning like they're right or wrong. This is just based off my experience and what I've seen kind of work well for this particular age group, 12 to 14 years old, is I love to talk. I love to talk and I love to explain. And I love to translate multiple explainings differently for it to click. I've realized when it comes to this particular age group, thought can only influence slower movement. And it's a little bit tricky at that age because obviously there's like attention span issues and stability issues and just brain body connection. There's so much body awareness, disconnection, all these things. And I've just realized like it is totally opposite kind of what you would teach like an older guy, where like you want to grasp an understanding for buy-in purposes, but at 12, 14, you're already kind of bought in. So I've always, I've realized recently that putting them in positions, putting them in drill progressions, constraint things like that, stuff like that, without even having to really explain what they should be feeling, how they should be feeling, because they can't really articulate a lot of these things. So like just seeing it from your eyes, especially if you're in person, it makes it a lot easier seeing which drill progression, which throw variation, which constraint setting or whatever it is that showcases the movement optimization that we want, and then just hammering that and then seeing how we can carry over those movements in blends. You'll see at that age, 12 to 14, that they carry over movement patterns extremely well. Because their skill acquisition is so sensitive, it's like they don't have a whole lot of motor skills at that age that are just solidified. And it's up to us, like instructors, to just make sure that we're putting them in the right positions. We're incorporating the right drills to influence those patterns. So for this example, understanding their lower half, hinging, back leg properly. Like I said, the understanding aspect of it, I don't think needs to be prioritized at that age. I think that will only cause, issues for them, I think, up here. If you think about like, what I've kind of said for multiple years, like with the training foundation of athleticism, I think that's going to be then a piece to have them be able to feel these in-game or in-moment adjustments. Whereas like if you don't train athleticism, you kind of just train one movement, which is the pitching delivery. They don't have any variable, they don't have deviation to kind of know that's right, that's wrong. I'm going to do this because it's power. I'm not going to do that because it's not, stuff like that. So I can send you a link to some of the in-person lessons that I've done, and also some of the drill progressions that I've done. But a lot of stuff with bands allows them to obviously get into these positions that we're trying to get to. And like I said earlier, with blends, all you do is do a rep, in a constraint setting or with a band, and then within 5 to 10 seconds, you're doing a throw within free space. And it's monotonous, but over time, you'll start seeing the body, how it just adapts to that input that you're giving it, because it knows that that's what we want to do. So it's like boom. And that age is so cool because you'll see it quicker than you will, say, like at my age, so band work, stuff up against a wall, stuff holding a fence, any resisted things, makes it a lot easier, because as they move through space at that age, you are limited to the amount of stability and ownership of movements that you have. So there's going to be a lot of mechanical mishaps, so to speak. So I'm sure you know that. But great question. Appreciate the kind words, and hopefully that helps, man. See you.